Hi, everyone. My name is Ambra Hamilton. I'm one of the assistant principals at Liberty, and I am creating this virtual parent university. So if you cannot attend in person on February 28th, you can watch this video and it'll have all the information that you need. So let's get started. I'm going to introduce to you some LMS staff members, talk about specific 7th grade course offerings, registration resources, and what to do if you still have questions. If you don't already know, we have 4 administrators at Liberty. Mr. Shannon Brown is our principal. Mrs. Tabitha Odom is an assistant principal who's going to be transitioning to Journey Middle School next year. But we also have Mr. Ryan Foy, assistant principal, athletic director. And again, I am Amber Hamilton, another assistant principal. We currently have 3 counselors, and they are divided alphabetically by student last name. Ms. Latif serves students A through G, Ms. Smith serves students H through O, and Ms. Clayton serves students P through Z. Ms. Smith is transitioning to Journey Middle School next year, so we are going to miss her so much. We have a full-time school resource officer, Officer Bullington. We are very lucky. He is with us all day, every day. He has an office in the Blue Pod, and he helps keep us safe. So like 6th grade, you have 2 options for language arts. You can either choose Language Arts 7 or Honors Language Arts. It does not matter what you picked in 6th grade. So if you picked Standard Language Arts in 6th grade and you decide you want to push yourself and you're up for the challenge, feel free to sign up for Honors Language Arts. Or maybe you were in Honors in 6th grade and you're like, oh, that was a little too hard for me. I want to go to regular language arts. That's fine too. My biggest piece of advice for you, parents, guardians, reach out to your student's current ELA teacher, their 6th grade ELA teacher, and ask them for advice, what your student's strengths and weaknesses are when it comes to reading and writing, and they can help you determine a decision for 7th grade ELA. Regardless of whether your student chooses regular, on level, or honors, every student has to read over the summer. They all read the same book, and so it's posted to our Liberty website. If there are ever any changes, you can check the book out from the public library by yourself. The expectation is the students will read the book over the summer, and then when they come in the first few weeks of school, they'll discuss the novel and do some activities and be tested on it. For math, just like in 6th grade, you have 3 options: Math 7, Accelerated Math 7, and Accelerated Math 7 Math Team. Just like 6th grade, you can pick whichever level that you want. Now, there's a couple of things that are important about math for 7th grade. If your student is interested in taking Accelerated Math 8, the student must request Accelerated Math 7 as a 7th grader or math team. So you cannot take Standard Math 7 and take Accelerated Math 8. And so those 2 courses are tied together. And so again, my biggest piece of advice for you is to reach out to your current math teacher. So whoever your student's 6th grade math teacher is, shoot them an email, ask them for advice, strengths and weaknesses as a student in the math classroom, and that can help you determine your placement for 7th grade. Just like in 6th grade life science, all students take it. It's a semester and it's required. Social studies is geography and civics. So those are 2 9-week classes that equal up to a semester, and it's opposite of your science class. We have so many different electives at Liberty, more so than you even had as a 6th grader. And so my piece of advice for you would be to go to the Liberty website, look at the course catalog. We have so many Project Lead the Way classes. They can take intermediate art. They can take environmental exploration, speech and debate if they took public speaking as a 6th grader, creative writing 2 if they took creative writing 1 as a 6th grader. So just a lot of different options. I really encourage you to look at all the different options in the curriculum catalog. 2 newer electives that I want to point out to you. Introduction to Careers in Healthcare. It was new last year, and so your 6th grader may have taken it. But if they did not, we highly recommend it. It's an interesting, fun, fast-paced ELA STEM elective, and it helps students in the healthcare field all over, not just nurses or doctors, but medical sales and equipment, pharmacy, labs. It just introduces them to a lot of different options in healthcare. And so it's a great class and we highly recommend it. And then Math Explorer was also new last year. And so it's open to 6 through 8. But if your student enjoys math, this is a great option for them because it's student driven and they get to pick their projects and their areas of focus. As far as career academies, we have some classes that align directly to the high school level. And so if you want to pause on this slide and start reading this, it's also in our curriculum catalog. But the first column is classes that we offer at Liberty. And then the second column shows you how it correlates to the high school. And so it's just a very informative chart that we recommend you taking a look at. We do have some classes that require applications or interviews or auditions or teacher recommendations. All of these are listed on the Liberty website. If your student is interested in any of these, they need to apply by the deadline, complete teacher recommendations, do all of the requirements. And so you should not mark any of these classes on your course request form unless you've been accepted to the class. So here's what a current 7th grader's schedule will look like. You have a lot of different options for electives. Language arts is all year, math is all year, life science is a semester, geography civics equals a semester. You have to take one PE. You could take more than one if you want, but you have to take one. And then you're not required to take a world language. So in 6th grade, you had to take a survey of world language. That is not required in 7th grade. So that means you have up to 7 electives you can choose from. So if you're interested in band, if you took beginning band and you want to keep going in band, you could have concert band all year. If you liked Latin A as a 6th grader and you want to take Latin B, that could be a class. And then if you took beginning theater as a 6th grader, you could sign up for intermediate theater as a 7th grader, which is a semester-long class. And so here's an example of what a 7th grader schedule could look like. Again, you're required one PE for 9 weeks. Here's another example. You may want to take automation and robotics, green architecture, your outdoor PE is your required PE, introduction to careers in healthcare, Math Explorer, and then again, intermediate theater, intermediate art. Any of those would fill up that one semester. There is a worksheet in your course request packet. This is just a great tool for you to print out and kind of scribble in what you're thinking about how many electives you might want to take. So here's the process. You're going to look on the Liberty website and go through the course catalog. You're going to use that worksheet to start brainstorming what you might want to take. You'll complete course request forms. You have to turn it into your teacher with a parent's signature by Friday, March 3rd. And then we'll come into the classrooms and we'll help our students input their course requests into PowerSchool. So let's talk resources. The Liberty Middle School website has everything that you need. And so I will show you right now under registration, LMS course registration materials. Scroll down to 7th grade. This is the digital copy of the course request form. Every student will receive a hard copy, so all students will receive a printed copy of this. However, if your student loses it or doesn't make it home with it, you can print one off from here. So you will check mark all of your choices for English and math. You will rank your PEs 1 to 4 because you may not get your first choice for PE. And then you're going to also tell us how many PEs you prefer. So like I mentioned, you have to take one, but if you want to sign up for more than one, you can. It's not guaranteed, but you can pick up to 4 PEs. So you're welcome to choose 1 to 4 PEs. Tell us if you're taking band or chorus, and then on the back, you need to rank these 1 through 12. It's very important that you rank your electives 1 through 12 because you may not get your first choices. And so it's important for us to see what other options you would like to take. If there is a P beside a class, like App Creators has a P, that means prerequisite. So that means you have to take computer science for innovators and makers before you take App Creators. Down here, speech and debate. the prereq is Introduction to Public Speaking. So some of our classes have prerequisites. So make sure if you pick that elective that you've already taken the prerequisite. And then your parent will sign and the student will sign. Here's the worksheet I mentioned earlier. You can print that out and that can help you fill out your classes. The course catalog is up here, middle school catalog. You can download this. It has all of our courses and descriptions of them, so I highly recommend you go through this with your student. It talks about fees, it talks about what they do in the course. If there's a prerequisite, an application process, it lists it there. And so this will give you good insight into what the elective is about. So please take some time to look over that with your student. If you have questions about math, there is a math course of study video that talks about middle school math and the progression into high school. So we have a link there for the math video. If you are interested in auditioning for advanced theater, AVID, beginner band, digital communications, Green Power, Science Olympiad, or yearbook. There are deadlines and there are requirements. So please check out our Liberty website. Like yearbook, the deadline is February 26th. You would click the link and it's going to have all of the application information right there and what you need to do, when it's due, and teacher recommendation forms. So all of that is under registration, course registration materials, applications, and auditions. Each one is a little bit different, and it also tells you the teacher who is the sponsor. And so if you have specific questions about an elective, like what is AVID, or what do you do in digital communications, if you have specific questions, you can email that teacher and they can help you out. So after you look at all of this and you watch the video, if you still have questions, we have a Google form for you that you can click on. And it will ask you what your question is, and then a staff member, either myself or another person, will get back to you via email. And so this is the quickest, the most efficient way for us to answer middle school registration questions. So I highly recommend that after you look at the course catalog, if you want to print off the course request packet, if you talk to your student and reach out to teachers about which classes they should take, then if you have questions, complete the Google form, and then one of us will get back to you. Okay. So after that, if you have questions, like I mentioned before, complete the Google form on the Liberty website, and we'll be happy to help you. We're so glad that you're joining us for another year, and we're looking forward to it. And so if you have any questions, just let us know. Otherwise, I hope you have a great day, and thank you for watching.